he had a private plate on it, or it was covered up. I didn't want to pull it off and see. I said, can you tell me the registration so I can get my phone out and just check it's not finance, crash damage or anything, right? He said, oh, it's not company policy for me to allow you that. I said, brother, I'm about to buy this car. Paper millionaires, right? So like all the guys on the internet, it's paper money, isn't it? If you were to say to them, how much cash have you got? And they'd say, oh, I've got X amount of cash, right?
Yeah.
But how much are you worth? And they'd be like, okay, my business makes 10 million a year, times that by 36, times it by 3 years, and we're 30 million. But until you sell it, you're not.
Yeah.
So in that sense, I knew I was a millionaire as soon as I started earning, a few $100,000 a year, because the business was going that way. And I was making the few $100,000 profit. But I remember one thing where it was like 15 grand a month, 45 grand a month, 100 grand a month. Whether this was like every 6 months or every year, because at the beginning it's like this, and then it goes like that, right? So the jump between 15 and 45 is times 3 in after a year. But 45 to 100 grand is still times 2, right? But it's not stopping. It's just getting like exponential kind of thing, right? And you're like, okay, I'm really a millionaire on paper. Unless this like stops tomorrow, I'm making so much money that you might only have like 350 grand cash in the bank. So there's 2 points out when you realise you're a millionaire, is what I mean to say, right? One, you're a millionaire when there's actually £1 million in your bank account, or $1 million, right? But there's another point way before that where you say, oh, got 350 grand in the bank, make, 400 or 500 grand a year. Based on that, I'm already a millionaire.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Because if you imagine, so basically, if you're 1 year where you're making 15 grand a month, right, and your expenses were only 15, a lot less then, but 15 times 10, 150, 180 grand. But the next year you're making 400 grand, but you've already, after expenses, got 350 grand in the bank. Now right? I've got 350 grand in the bank, but I'm also making nearly 40 or 50 grand profit a month here as well. So that's it. Unless something happens, 12 months time, I'm actually going to have £1 million in the bank. I can't remember that point. I just knew, right?
Yeah.
And that's what it was like.
So what was it actually like though? Do you know what I mean? Like when you opened that up, did you like sit down? Did you take a deep breath? Did you go on a shopping spree? What happened? What was that like?
Didn't do any of that. I just kept going. I can remember buying a car in 2006 with a banker's draft for cash. Didn't tell anybody, but now people will be seeing that and thinking, right.
So banker's draft.
Where it was like I went to the post office and I wrote them, I sent them some money, I wrote them a check or something. I can remember it vaguely, but they just gave me something that said £30,000. No, I went to the bank and they wrote me something that just says, sorry, why did I say post office? Because I think I didn't know anything about this and I might have inquired at the post office first. Yeah, the bank just wrote me something that said, this is 30 grand.
Like a bearer's bond?
Something like that, yes.
Yeah, okay.
And I just walked in the dealership
and then just bought the car like that?
Yeah. Okay. Because I wanted that experience of just walking in with cash. It was like walking in with cash, right?
So I
just didn't have like 30 grand, briefcase like in the movies. Just trying to, yo, my man, I'm gonna have this car. There's 30 grand. I went, yo, my man, I'm having that car. There's 30 grand.
Yeah. That's a piece of paper.
Yeah, and when I bought my Bentley.
Yeah.
And that was like,
same with that.
2015. No, it was a briefcase situation, right? But let me tell you, right, while we're talking about that, in 2015 I bought a Bentley. I went down down south from where we live, and I went to one guy and I said, oh, can I look at your black Bentley? Because they had a black one and I liked it all black, right? I don't want to mention them, the company, and he said, yeah, give me a look at it. He had a cigarette burning something, and I was like, will you correct this? He was like, yeah, we'll think about it. I don't know if he thought I never had any money. And I was smartly dressed and I speak all right. Yeah. And I said to him, right, you know what? He had a private plate on it, or it was covered up. I didn't want to pull it off and see. I said, can you tell me the registration so I can get my phone out and just check it's not finance, crash damage or anything, right? He said, oh, it's not company policy for me to allow you that. I said, he was an Asian guy. So I said, brother, I'm about to buy this car, cash, right? I just need to know that before I give you the money and all of that. He went, no. So, so I drove 30 miles down the road or 40 miles down the road to 𝔻𝕉 supercar dealer. I went in, there was a lovely white Bentley with black alloys. I went to the guy, you know that car? If I was to buy it, when could you have it ready for? He said, yeah, you're just walking in with cash, I'd give you it right now. I pulled out my debit card. I went, zap this, I'm taking it now. He went, are you serious? Right? I went, yes I am. They zapped it. 3 hours later I had it. I had to call the insurance company and you know, insure the car. But the main thing was, I went back to 𝔻𝕉 4 years later when I wasn't in that car, so they couldn't recognise me. And he said, hey sir, can I show you around? Another guy. And I went, yeah. And he said, have you ever been here before? I said, yeah, I came in and bought a white Bentley. He went, did you turn up with a credit card and just say, zap it? I went, yeah. He says it's a story we have, because like that's not what somebody does every day. He says, I'm not the guy who served you, but they said, oh, an Asian kid came in and he said, could you zap my card? I'm taking this cash. And you know, that's like that's a crazy story, and that's the things you can do. So.
And what, your credit card didn't get declined?
No, it was a debit card, and I just rang them and said, I'm at 𝔻𝕉 and please can you let it through. So it wasn't a credit card, it was the money was there in the bank. They were just going to go, I think there's a limit on all of that kind of stuff usually, right? And I'd rang them in advance. I'd rang them for that other guy because I told them I'm going down to wherever.
You drive past that first guy?
No, but but like, I wanted to look at Lamborghinis later, and I said, you know, bro, last time I came, I wanted to buy a Bentley, and you didn't let me. I do have that Bentley in white here, have a look. Can I have a look at some Lamborghinis? And he just entertained me, and I don't understand what it was.